a grainy image suddenly appears on the screen. It's like turning on an old television. Static noise, a dazzling signal interruption, and a sudden, frightening warning. We all remember that moment when the broadcast was interrupted on televisions in the past. This very nostalgic fear has now transformed into one of the most terrifying subgenres of the internet today. Its name, analog horror. In this documentary, we will explore what analog horror is, how it emerged, why it has such a powerful effect on viewers, and where it might evolve in the future. If you're ready, turn off the lights and listen carefully. Analog horror is a horror genre that mimics old television broadcasts and uses VHS tape aesthetics. So what does this genre do? Lost tapes, emergency broadcasts, secret government warnings. It creates a universe that appears real, but is actually fictional. Its sole purpose is to evoke the following feeling in the viewer. I'm watching this, but could this really have happened? The visuals used in this genre are generally dark, distorted, and resemble old television recordings. The sounds are mostly muffled, low frequency, and disturbing. The power of analog horror lies in its use of old technology that feels very familiar to us, blurring the line between reality and fiction. So where did this genre first appear? The 2009 British short film No Through Road was a turning point. This production, which tells a fake road story, quickly attracted attention on YouTube. But the real explosion came in 2015 with Local 58. Created by Chris Straub, this fake television channel frightened viewers with broadcast interruptions and mysterious messages. Another striking example came from Poland, Kraina Grzybów. Initially appearing to be an ordinary children's program, this production gradually transformed into a dark and disturbing nightmare as the minutes passed. These early examples laid a solid foundation for analog horror in internet culture. So why are people so affected by this genre? First, nostalgia. Many of us remember the static and test patterns from old television broadcasts. Analog horror combines these memories with horror. Second, realism. The images are so convincing that even if you know it's fiction, you can't help but wonder, what if? Third, collective fears. The nuclear threat constantly discussed during the Cold War. Government control, alien invasions, missing people. Analog horror brings all these universal fears back to the forefront. And fourth, sound design. Disturbing frequencies, broken tape effects, sudden interruptions. It shakes the viewer not only visually, but also orally. Analog horror didn't just remain a genre. It became a hot topic in online communities. Countless theories were generated on Reddit, 4chan, and forums. Thousands of people debated, are these broadcasts actually real? It quickly caught the attention of independent filmmakers. Today, you can find hundreds of small analog horror series on YouTube. This aesthetic has even begun to find its place on major platforms like Netflix and Amazon. Born as an internet subculture, analog horror has now become a global phenomenon. So what does the future hold for analog horror? Today, this aesthetic is beginning to be used in short horror films experienced with VR headsets. The same dark television atmosphere is also being explored in horror games. It seems that analog horror will not be limited to YouTube videos. Perhaps in the future, We will experience interactive experiences where it is even more difficult to distinguish between reality and fiction. Let's end with one final thought. Analog horror uses the technology of the past to remind us of today's fears. Behind that static noise you hear when you turn on that old television, perhaps there is an untold story hidden there.